Schumer talking about high prices is insane. He made the prices high. But you know what? It's Trump's economy now. That's politics. He owns it now. And for better or for worse, it's going to be the Trump economy.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Jesse Waters is willing to admit that. I have no standards for him whatsoever, but it's gotten so bad. The polling is so indisputable about what the American people and even Republican voters think about the economy and who's responsible for it, that they have to accept that Donald Trump's responsible. He's not showing any empathy or any ownership. They kind of need to, or maybe their base will get as mad at them as they are at Donald Trump. Now we're gonna get into some more specific polls about where the blame is placed. But Cenk, what do you make of Jesse Waters admitting it?
Yeah, so I have a theory on why some people in conservative media and in politics are starting to slowly turn on Trump, and this is part of it. And Jesse Waters, yeah, credit where credit is due. He actually had a logical segment there on it, and including on what Trump should actually do, even though it's not what he was saying. The suggestion he made to Trump is not exactly accurate, but politically, I think it was smart strategy. So we'll break it down all for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. But the most interesting part is that they're beginning to say reality, which is not normal for Fox News.
Exactly. Well, let's take a look at what Politico found when they talked to people. 46% say that the cost of living in the US is the worst they can ever remember it being, a view held by 37% of 2024 Trump voters. So that's good that, a little bit more than 1 out of 3 can admit that. Realistically, prices are higher than they were last year when they would have almost certainly said they were worse than ever. So a lot of them are still refusing to accept what is just numerically a fact. But more and more of them are waking up, and nearly half of the entire country says that. More Americans say that Trump holds most or all of the responsibility for the economy at 46% than say Biden does at 29%. And again, I think that even that should be way more out of whack. I mean, Donald Trump came in, he's been president for almost a year. He got his tax cuts, he's done his tariffs. If anybody has made the case that he should be responsible for the good or bad parts of the economy, he's run wild through the economy. So a lot, I think, are still sticking their head in the sand over that, but they do still more likely place the blame on him. 45% plurality list grocery costs is the most challenging thing to afford, followed by 38% who say housing costs, 34% who say healthcare. I would guess, Cenk, that is probably going to change rankings now that Donald Trump has forced the ACA subsidies to go away because he refused to give in on that. So now people are going to be paying, hundreds, thousands more on that. So that will probably change, but still bad for a lot of people. And what's fascinating is that obviously people are always worried about the economy, but as Harry Enten is going to describe in this clip, it is now utterly dominating people's most important issue polls.
What is the top issue that Americans say they are facing, bar none?
Yeah, you named it. You named it. I mean, ta-da! It's the cost of living, most important to you right now, 36%. What's right behind it? The economy, 20%. And then I combined here healthcare or Medicare and Social Security right down there, number 3, 17%. What do these all have in common? It's do, re, mi. It's all about the economy, spending, cost of living, entitlements, all about being able to afford things.
It's all over the place, and we're looking at, Cenk, probably a pretty difficult Christmas. Those tariffs are going to hit a lot of things that people like to buy as presents. So what do you think?
Yeah, so in the longer segment that Jesse Waters did, the correct advice he gave to Trump was stop pretending that the prices are not up. They are up. And why is that correct? And why is Jesse Waters saying it? Well, number one, Jesse Waters is saying it because he realizes that's not a thing you could lie your way out of, right? There's a lot of things you could lie your way out of, but when people go to the grocery store, they see the prices. So the more you lie about that, the more you lose credibility. And Fox News is the king of figuring out what you can lie about, right? So that's point one. And you could see it in the polling. Like their lies aren't moving the numbers at all. Like, so Trump keeps saying, no, your prices are not up. And people are like, no, they are up. I just paid the prices, I know, right? So number two, the real reason, the main reason why Fox News is turning around on this is because they saw the election results last month and the Democrats won everything. And then the Tennessee results came in a deep red district. They nearly lost in that district. And so that scared the crap out of them. So now they're like, okay, we might have to like, start jettisoning Trump because he's at minus 24 and these lies aren't working. And we're worried it's going to burn down the whole Republican Party because the economy is by like overwhelmingly the number one issue, right? So that's why they're in a panic. And then he gave him advice on how to lie, basically. He said, just focus on the things you're good at, like energy prices. And why is he good on that? Because he gave the farm away to the oil companies because they were among his top donors. But gas prices are not as outrageous as they used to be or as some of the other inflation. So that's fairly good strategic advice, right? And then he said, okay, have a healthcare proposal and have, because people care about that, and to get rid of Obamacare, but to replace it with something, and have a proposal on affordability. Now notice he said proposals, because he knows they don't actually care about those issues. They're never going to pass them. If he cared, he would say, pass something that helps people's healthcare. No, he's like, no, pretend to care by having a proposal, right? And then we could lie around that proposal and say, it's an amazing proposal. It would solve all your problems, but the dastardly Democrats won't let us pass it, right? And so pretty good strategic advice, all wrapped around lying, but that's their model, right? That's what they do. And so finally, he did have one thing that I think was a mistake, where Waters said, just talk about jobs. These data centers for the AI companies are creating these beautiful jobs. Oh yes, thank you, please do that. Because what's gonna happen soon is AI is going to wipe out an unreal number of jobs. So if they push their chips in on, oh, we are helping the AI industry create jobs, that will be an epic catastrophe for them.
You know what TYT's always been about? Taking on the corrupt, greedy establishment. For us, it's the corporate media. We've been fighting that fight for over 20 years. For the cell phone industry, it's the same story. A handful of massive corporations ripping you off. That's why we're partnering with Noble Mobile. They're the only wireless company with the same mission as ours, to fight back. Their no bull plan offers unlimited data for just $50 a month. But here's the best part. For any data you don't use, you get cash back. Real money you can spend however you want. Stop letting your unused data pad the pockets of billionaires. With Noble, you take control over your data. And by switching to Noble, you're directly supporting TYT in our mission of bringing you honest, independent news. So give Noble a try and make the switch today. Scan the QR code on the screen now, or visit go.tyt.com/plan. That's go.tyt.com/plan.
And that is the catastrophe we're all headed towards, because the AI guys paid off everyone, and certainly Trump and the Republicans. And so they're not gonna stop them or slow down at all. And we're gonna hit an iceberg of unemployment. And when unemployment and inflation happen at the same time, Trump's gonna just be, I think Trump's gonna be devastated. But he's not gonna make it to 4 years. Like, if he makes it all the way to the end of his term and hasn't left office, he might be in the teens in popularity. He cannot handle the unemployment that AI is gonna create. He's not gonna know what to do, and he's gonna make it much worse. So all of these like strategic things, whether they are politically savvy, true or untrue, are all gonna run into that AI iceberg anyway. And so buckle up, brace for impact.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.